Good evening, it's 8 o'clock. The top headlines tonight. America's President Joe Biden and UK's Prime Minister Rishi Sunak thank India for creating jobs in the United States and the UK. Rishi Sunak says the mega Indian aviation deal will grow the UK economy. Joe Biden says the Air India order will support 1 million jobs in the US. So full circle as India now creating jobs in the West. It's now 2 days and the tax surveys are still on at BBC offices in Delhi and Mumbai. The income tax action will likely continue for a third day tomorrow. Indian Journalist Associations condemn the surveys. The BBC says it hopes to resolve the situation soon. India's largest government bank raises lending and interest rates. So now you'll pay more for your loans, whether it's on a home or a car. Fixed deposit rates also raised by the SBI. Kill all supporters of Tipu Sultan, says Karnataka's BJP state chief. As the Karnataka election campaign hits a new low, the opposition says focus on real issues, but the BJP state chief seems to be a repeat offender. A soldier in Tamil Nadu is killed by a mob led by a DMK councillor. The fight apparently over washing clothes in a public tank. The DMK councillor is arrested today after public outrage. The 29-year-old soldier had served in Kashmir. A young woman, Nikki Yadav's cremation tonight in her family's village in Haryana. A post-mortem shows that Nikki Yadav died of suffocation after she was allegedly strangled by her live-in partner, the data cable. Sahil murdered his partner and got married just a few hours later. He stuffed her body in a fridge, a chilling rerun of the Shraddha murder. After New Zealand's Jacinda Ardern, Nicola Sturgeon, the First Minister of Scotland, quits midway during her term. She says politics is brutal after months of controversy over a bill on transgender rights. Our lead story tonight, we've all heard the word Bangalore, which had come to refer to jobs from the United States being outsourced to India, specifically Bangalore. But now we've come full circle where the United States President Joe Biden and the British Prime Minister Rishi Sunak were both thanking India and the Tatas as well as the government for the huge jobs being created in both the United States and the UK because of the mega deal for Air India. Vishnu has the details.
The mega deal for 470 Airbus and Boeing jetliners for Air India worth between $70 and $80 billion will result in massive economic benefits across Europe, the US and in India. Now, Airbus is an international conglomerate. The British Prime Minister, for example, has welcomed the order, which the United Kingdom government says will support and create new highly skilled jobs in Wales and Derbyshire, helping to boost exports, grow the economy and level up the United Kingdom. Significantly, a portion of the manufacturing process for the new Airbus aircraft for Air India is expected to take place in the UK. The wings of the aircraft being acquired, for example, are being assembled in Broughton, which is expected to bring in an additional 450 manufacturing jobs, more than £100 million of investment in Wales. The large A350 aircraft being acquired are powered exclusively by Rolls-Royce engines, which are assembled and tested in Derby. Across the Atlantic, in the United States, the deal has been welcomed by the US President Joe Biden, who said this purchase will support over 1 million American jobs across 44 states, and many will not require a four-year college degree to be part of this manufacturing process. This announcement also reflects the strength of the US-India economic partnership. Announcing the deal yesterday along with the Tatas, the CEO of Airbus said that several key components of Airbus aircraft destined for Air India will be manufactured in our country. While the exact value of these components isn't known, Airbus does have existing industrial partnerships in India, which have already been involved in flight physics, simulation, modeling systems and design engineering for the A350, which is now being acquired. Aircraft parts and components are being procured from Indian companies, Aegis, Mahindra and the Tata Group itself for the A320 family of aircraft, of which Air India has 210 on order. As significantly, engines for the 470 aircraft order worth several billions have gone to GE Aerospace. In addition to engines for Boeing-manufactured Dreamliners and 777-9 jetliners, the order includes the largest order ever at a whopping 800 engines for the 210 Airbus A320 and 190 Boeing 737 MAX family aircraft being acquired. These are LEAP series engines manufactured by the company CFM, which is a 50-50 joint venture with General Electric Aerospace.
Thanks, Vishnu, for the breakdown of that mega aviation deal to creating jobs in the US, UK, but importantly, manufacturing some of those parts in India as well. The other lead story tonight, well, the tax surveys currently on at BBC offices in Delhi and Mumbai are now likely to stretch the third day tomorrow. So 3 days of income tax surveys going on, this coming amid huge condemnation by journalist associations across India. So far, however, no response from the British government, and the UK press has been muted as well.
Indian tax officials at BBC's Delhi offices for the second day, continuing with what they call a survey. Sources in the agency say the BBC has refused to cooperate with information that had been sought for nearly a year relating to transfer pricing and sharing of profits.
इनकम टैक्स विभाग समय समय पर जहां पर अनियमितताएं पाई जाती हैं वहां पर सर्वेस करता है और जब ये सर्वे का काम पूरा होता है तब वो अपना एक प्रेस नोट या प्रेस ब्रीफिंग करके जानकारी देते हैं। तो मुझे लगता है जब ये इनकम टैक्स विभाग का सर्वे पूरा होगा वो जानकारी पूरी आपको डिटेल में दे देंगे।
The opposition has accused the centre of political vendetta, coming as it does weeks after a BBC documentary on Prime Minister Modi, which the government sought to ban.
I don't believe this, that because BBC is doing something against of this government, and that's why just next day they started their operation like this. This is a political vendetta. BJP is running the government through this vendetta only.
तो अब जो इन्होंने कल किया है, हमें चिंता देश की छवि की है. We are not a banana republic, and we'll never be.
In its first remarks, the US government said it can't offer judgment in this case, but underscored the importance of a free press to strengthen democracy.
We are aware of the facts of these searches, but I'm just not in a position to offer a judgment. We support the importance of free press around the world as human rights that contribute to strengthening democracies around the world. It has strengthened this democracy here in this country. It has strengthened India's democracy.
Press organizations have condemned the raids as harassment of the media, a clear-cut case of vendetta. And the Editors Guild of India says the trend of using government agencies to harass the press undermines constitutional democracy.
BBC has asked its employees not to answer questions related to their income tax, and also requested their employees to refrain from making any comments to the media and write anything on social media regarding the ongoing income tax survey. In New Delhi with Sunil Prabhu and Mohammad Musaleen, Saurabh Shukla for NDTV.
We'll keep tracking that important story. But in other news, India's largest government bank, the State Bank of India, has announced a hike in lending rates and interest rates. SBI loans will now get costlier as there's a hike in key lending rates by 10 basis points. The SBI has also raised fixed deposit interest rates as well. And according to SBI, in some time periods, senior citizens can now get 7.5% interest on fixed deposits. Meanwhile, moving to the markets, the Sensex gains 242 points, ending at 61,275. The Nifty also gained 86 points. Realty and IT shares gained the most. The rupee weakened by 4 paise, ending flat at 82 rupees 80 paise to the dollar. Well, moving now to politics and a new law in Karnataka politics, as the BJP state chief there has said that followers of Tipu Sultan don't deserve to live.
ನಾವು ರಾಮ ಭಕ್ತರು, ಆಂಜನೇಯನ ಭಕ್ತರು, ಆಂಜನೇಯನ ಕಾರ್ಯ ಮಾಡೋರು, ಆಂಜನೇಯನ ಅಭಿವೃದ್ಧಿ ಮಾಡೋರು. ನಾವು ಟಿಪ್ಪು ಸಂತಾನದವರಲ್ಲ, ಟಿಪ್ಪು ಸಂತಾನವನ್ನು ಮನೆ ಕಳಿಸೋರು. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಯಲಬುರ್ಗದ ಜನತೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಕೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, ನೀವು ಆಂಜನೇಯನನ್ನು ಪೂಜೆ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ, ಟಿಪ್ಪುವಿನ ಭಜನೆ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ? ಆಂಜನೇಯನ ಪೂಜೆ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ, ಟಿಪ್ಪುವಿನ ಭಜನೆ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ? ಆಗ ಟಿಪ್ಪು ಭಜನೆಯನ್ನ ಮಾಡುವವರನ್ನ ಕಾಡಿಗೆ ಓಡಿಸ್ತೀರೋ ಇಲ್ವೋ? ಸಂಕಲ್ಪವನ್ನ ಮಾಡಿ ರಾಜ್ಯಕ್ಕೆ ಟಿಪ್ಪು ಸಂತಾನ ಬೇಕಾ, ರಾಮ ಭಕ್ತರ ಬೇಕಾ, ಆಂಜನೇಯನ ಭಕ್ತರ ಬೇಕಾ? ಆಂಜನೇಯನ ಪುಣ್ಯ ನೆಲದಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಸವಾಲಾಗ್ತೇನೆ. ಈ ನೆಲದಲ್ಲಿ ಟಿಪ್ಪು ಪ್ರೀತಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥವ್ರು ಉಳಿಬಾರ್ದು, ರಾಮನ ಭಜನೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥವ್ರು ಬೇಕು.
100% Mandya. The fight is between JDS and Congress, not BJP. BJP will third place.
Sir, BJP MLAs were convicted. One bounce check cases.
This is sample. In future, a lot of people may go.
Sir, and Tipu's family members have asked politicians to not use Tipu's name for seeking votes. They have even criticized Congress for that, and they also ignored BJP.
See, we have not used Tipu name for political activities. We have not used.
As Karnataka's election campaign has informally begun, Shija, these remarks coming from the BJP state chief. Now, he said controversial statements before, but here he's actually saying to kill those who support Tipu Sultan. What's the impact likely to be, and why is it that the BJPs are not taking any action against him, especially after the Prime Minister had talked about not making controversial remarks at the recent National Executive?
Well, firstly, Sonia, Tipu versus Lord Hanuman has always been a polarizing element as far as Karnataka is concerned, and also in the run-up to Karnataka elections. It all started back in 2018. And now, as far as the BJP chief here is concerned, Nalin Kumar Kateel, now he's really hit a new low. This is the second time in less than a month, and even after very recently, where Prime Minister Narendra Modi, during the BJP National Executive meet, went on to talk and set the agenda, the tone for especially including Karnataka elections. It should be more of expansion and inclusivity. But clearly, that is not what is happening on ground. Yes, of course, first thing he's gone on to make a record statement saying, asking people especially to kill those who are the ardent followers of Tipu Sultan. By now, we should have heard a statement coming out of the Chief Minister's office, but even after several hours, we haven't heard from Bombay himself, nor has he issued an ultimatum asking him not to issue such provocative statement. In fact, this is an open call for violence, what we are witnessing here on ground, and clearly we see, the BJP has let him just free to issue such statements. Even very recently, he went on to, in fact, talk about how this election, which is just about less than 2 months to go, is going to be fought especially on politics in terms of Tipu versus Savarkar. So clearly, there's no ultimatum issued to him or no action initiated whatsoever. Secondly, even the police have not. This happened especially in Koppal district of Karnataka, where Vijaya Sankalpa Yatra, it's a part of the BJP campaign, when it took place, and yet again, no cognizance from the police as well.
Right, Shija, thanks so much for that update. And let's move to Tamil Nadu, where details of a shocking story of a 29-year-old soldier being killed after being attacked by a group led by a DMK councillor in Tamil Nadu. Sam, what are the details and why exactly was the soldier killed?
Sonia, it all began as an argument on the 8th evening when this DMK councillor Chinnaswamy objected to the army soldier and his family washing clothes at a public tank, and that cooled off immediately. But hours later, it developed into a scuffle when Chinnaswamy again passed by their house and picked up an argument. At that time, many others joined Chinnaswamy, attacked these two brothers. Both of them were serving the army in Kashmir, and Prabhu, who died 6 days later, was first hospitalized after he suffered injuries, and last night he died. Police say the following day they had arrested 6 men, and today they've arrested 3 more, including the DMK councillor Chinnaswamy. They have altered the case by booking a case of murder against these men. And the ruling DMK is there to respond.
Sam, after the political outrage by the opposition, including the BJP, the arrest actually happened much later. Why was that?
Yes, police say at that point in time, it wasn't taken seriously that it turned into a murder. And at that time, of course, many questioned why the police did not arrest the DMK councillor immediately. Many tough questions being asked at the moment. And we expect a statement. And this particular army person had come from Kashmir on Pongal vacation. This tragedy has happened at this particular point in time. And already BJP State Chief Annamalai has tweeted saying that even an army person doesn't feel safe in his own hometown. He has been critical of the Chief Minister and has also urged the government to take stringent action and to make sure this doesn't
tragic.
repeat.
That point you're making, this 29-year-old soldier on leave from duty in Kashmir, so actually comes home, back to his hometown, and is killed brutally here in Tamil Nadu. Thanks so much, Sam, for giving us the details of that story. Meanwhile, in Delhi, a story which has shocked, I think, the entire country again, of a young woman, Nikki, being brutally murdered by her live-in partner, Sahil Gehlot. He murdered her, stuffed her body into a fridge, and then got married a few hours later. Today, Nikki Yadav's cremation was held, but it is a chilling rerun of the Shraddha murder and how men seem to think they can get away with literally anything. So really shocking, chilling episode of this man killing his girlfriend with a data cable, driving with her body in the car, stuffing her body in the fridge, and then going and getting married.
The alleged murder of a girlfriend, a shocking plot to hide the body, and a wedding with another woman. All in just 24 hours. The victim, 23-year-old Nikki Yadav, strangled to death, allegedly by her live-in partner Sahil Gehlot, a 24-year-old pharma graduate. Sahil's family had fixed his marriage with another woman, and Nikki, his girlfriend, did not know. When she did find out, there was a heated argument, which ended in a strangulation with a data cable inside a car. Just like the infamous Shraddha Walkar case, accused Sahil stuffed the body of the victim inside a refrigerator at his dhaba in Haryana's Jhajjar. Then he went to his parents' house, barely 700 meters from where he hid the body, and got married. A local who knew about his girlfriend reported her missing to the police, and they came looking for Sahil at his parents' house.
अगर ये शादी करने के बाद ये इस बॉडी को डिस्पोज कर देता तो बाद में बहुत दिक्कत आ जाती. तो जो टाइमिंग था वो बहुत ही परफेक्ट था कि जो हमने इसको टाइमली इसको डिटेक्ट कर लिया. तो हमारी टीम ने बहुत समय से इसको जो मेन साक्ष्य था बॉडी को रिकवर कर लिया वहाँ से फ्रिज की इसकी निशानदेही पे. वो अकेला ही बहुत बड़ा साक्ष्य है जो कि इनको कन्विक्शन करने में, सज़ा दिलवाने में काफ़ी मददगार होगा. उसके अलावा भी जो इन्वेस्टिगेशन की जो तमाम बारीकियां होती हैं उस पे हमारी टीम काम कर रही है.
The accused, who like Aftab Poonawalla confessed to his crime, is now in police custody, and his hours-old bride, who was unaware of Sahil's girlfriend, has gone back to her parents' house. Nikki was cremated less than 24 hours after the body was discovered. Anguished and outraged, Nikki's family has demanded the strictest punishment for their daughter's killer.
जिस आदमी ने मेरी बेटी को इसे निर्मम हत्या करके मारा है उसकी सजाए मौत होनी चाहिए.
This is the dhaba where accused Sahil brought the body of his 24-year-old partner after allegedly strangling her to death. It's an absolutely gruesome case. The police say that he stuffed the body inside a refrigerator. The largest story here, however, is how 20-something-year-old girls are losing their lives to absolutely brutal crimes. These are mostly girls from small towns living in Delhi, away from their families. As more such cases come to light, questions are being raised as to what is being done to ensure their security in the national capital. This, as Delhi continues to top the list of most unsafe cities for women. In New Delhi with camera person Sushil Rathi, Vedant for NDTV.
A young 24-year-old who lost her life just because of one man's brutality. Moving to also another story we've been tracking closely, and that is the tragic suicide of a young student of IIT-Bombay. Today his funeral was held, and his family in Ahmedabad have alleged that he had told them of how he's being discriminated against by fellow students because they said that he didn't have the merit and was there by reservation and not paying fees. IIT-Bombay has denied any caste discrimination, but this young boy's family have said that he complained about this.
Overwhelming grief at the Ahmedabad home of Darshan Solanki, the 18-year-old student at IIT-Bombay who allegedly jumped to his death from the 7th floor of his college hostel on Sunday. Family members say Darshan had told them that he felt humiliated and isolated after fellow students came to know that he belonged to a scheduled caste.
उसको टॉर्चर किया जा रहा था, वो परेशान बहुत हो गया, इसलिए
देखिए हिम्मत रखिए आप.
दर्शन मैं आया था तो मुझे मम्मी पापा को बताया था कि यहाँ पे ना जाति भेदभाव किया जाता है.
अच्छा, क्या बता था, क्या जाति भेदभाव उसके साथ में किया गया था?
लाइक उसके साथ ना उसके फ्रेंड्स को ये पता चला कि SC/ST से बिलोंग करता है, तो उनको ना उनका बिहेवियर पूरा चेंज हो गया। लाइक उसके साथ कुछ बोला नहीं जाता था, लाइक उसके साथ कोई अच्छे से बात नहीं करता था, उसके साथ कोई अच्छे से रहता नहीं था।
वचમાં મહિના પહેલા આવ્યો ને ત્યારે એવું કહેતો હતો કે છે ને હું ફ્રીમાં ભણું છું ને અહીંયાના છોકરાઓને સારું લાગતું નથી કે મારાથી જેલેસ થાય છે કે હું કેમ ફ્રીમાં ભણું છું, અમે બધા પૈસા દઈને ભણીશું ને તું કેમ ફ્રીમાં ભણેશ કે છે મારાથી બહુ છોકરાઓ જેલેસ થાય છે, બસ એટલી વાત કરી હતી એણે।
પહેલા દોસ્તી કરે પછી બંધ કરી દે।
પહેલા તો આમ દોસ્તી થોડી સારી હતી, પછી બધાની દોસ્તીમાં ફેરફાર થઈ ગયો એમ।
IIT-Bombay has not responded to the family's allegations but had issued a statement on Tuesday denying any caste discrimination on the campus. Investigation post his death by suicide has also not revealed any such trigger, they said. Union Minister Ramdas came to IIT-Bombay on Wednesday and said Darshan had been upset over performing badly in his exams and had mentioned this to his father.
पुलिस ऑफिसर ने हमको बताया है कि भाई पिताजी से उनकी आधा घंटा पहले बात हुई थी और उन्होंने पिताजी को बोला था कि मुझे एक सब्जेक्ट ठीक नहीं गया है और उन्होंने बोला था कि चिंता मत करो, मैं मुंबई आ रहा हूँ, ऐसा पिताजी ने उनको बोला था। मैनेजमेंट का कहना है कि भाई हमारे पास कोई ऐसी कंप्लेंट आई नहीं थी और हम ध्यान देते हैं, लेकिन ऐसा हुआ ये अच्छी बात नहीं है।
After Darshan's death, students at IIT-Bombay organized a candlelight march. A student group has alleged that students belonging to scheduled castes and tribes often face taunts and humiliation for allegedly being non-meritorious. They also said there was not adequate representation from scheduled castes among councillors and faculty.
After the statement from the family of Darshan Solanki, now questions are being raised over the statement released by IIT-Bombay. The biggest question is, without even completing the inquiry, how did IIT-Bombay even state that there is no caste discrimination in the campus? In Mumbai with Sunil Singh, Sohit Mishra, NDTV.
IIT-Bombay is one of the toughest institutions to get into in the world. This young boy, Darshan, got in, and look at the trauma he faced after he actually joined. A tragic end to a student's life story there. In international news, well, after Jacinda Ardern, another woman political leader, Nicola Sturgeon, the First Minister of Scotland, has quit midway following months of controversy over a law that made it simpler for people to change their gender on official documents. Resigning today, she said she didn't expect to hear violence, but that she is human, and she said politics is brutal.
Since my very first moments in the job, I have believed that part of serving well would be to know, almost instinctively, when the time is right to make way for someone else. And when that time came, to have the courage to do so, even if to many across the country and in my party, it might feel too soon. In my head and in my heart, I know that time is now, that it is right for me, for my party and for the country. And so today I am announcing my intention to step down as First Minister and leader of my party.
The courage to know when the time is right to step down. How come only women political leaders seem to know that? Meanwhile, in other news, well, lots of new innovations at Aero India 2023. And here's one company which says they've got jetpacks which can allow soldiers to fly.
The star attraction at Aero India 2023, a jetpack or a rocket belt powered by a gas turbine that can lift a soldier up to a height of 10 to 15 meters with a top speed of 50 kilometers per hour, allowing soldiers to fly like birds. Made in India, designed and developed by Indian startup Absolute Composites. The Indian Armed Forces consider this jetpack as the future of rescue operations. The Indian Army has sought a proposal for 48 jetpacks from the startup. A flying soldier opens up possibilities of complex operations on difficult terrain, and the Indian Army is all set to test it. Aero India is showcasing the nation's strength as a potential defence partner. And today, the country exports defence equipment to nearly 75 countries. To also give you a closer view of what we see, what this jetpack suit is all about. In fact, it is a device which is worn right here on the back that uses a jet propulsion to allow an individual to fly Bengaluru with Kumar, Shrija for NDTV.